first time, the inquiry into Nova Scotia's mass shooting heard in-person testimony from a key RCMP decision-maker from 2 years ago. The retired staff sergeant offered details about why decisions were and were not made. CTV's Heidi Petrachik is at the hearings again for us tonight.
That's unheard of. I had never heard that in my career.
Retired Mountie Staff Sergeant Steve Halliday was among those making key decisions in the early hours of the April 2020 tragedy, aware of what frontline officers were going through amidst the chaos in Portapique.
Those are probably some of the bravest people that I've ever met.
The 911 call that night from Jamie Blair before she was killed described Gabriel Wortman's car as decked and labeled RCMP. But in those overnight hours, documents from the commission show her information and similar details from survivors either weren't consistently passed on or even changed down the line, at different times described by officers in charge as, quote, a car that looks like a police car, a white Ford Taurus, probably rental, and in an RCMP notification to police throughout the province as, quote, an old white police car.
So that information was available, it wasn't passed on to them, and what was passed on to them was incorrect.
It was my deduction that the 3 vehicles registered to Gabriel Wortman were likely located there at that scene.
That deduction proven wrong when the killer's common-law spouse described Wortman's fully marked replica cruiser to investigators after emerging from hiding. The killer's escape route out of Portapique, another late revelation. Forced to rely on rudimentary mapping early on, Halliday didn't realize the Blueberry Field Road was there until long after the gunman used it. As for alerting the public, Halliday says he didn't know the public alert system could be used for this. But his own notes from just before 8 a.m. Sunday do indicate his desire to, quote, get that info out to the public ASAP. Halliday approved a public post about the marked vehicle at 9:49. The tweet wasn't sent until 28 minutes later.
And again, that would be an unacceptable delay in this mass casualty.
I would agree.
We've already heard from several witnesses that there were too many cooks in the kitchen.
Miller says findings like that are key to making any changes in the future. 2 more senior RCMP members are scheduled to testify at the commission tomorrow, and we are awaiting the commission's decision on whether to grant accommodations for several others. The commission did say in March that high-ranking commissioned officers with the RCMP will be taking the stand